Hello and welcome back to another episode of Crown Wars. My name is Syken and today we're continuing the blind playthrough on the very hardest difficulty that the game theoretically allows. Even harder than the hardest one, and we are in a hard mission. So this is going to be interesting. Our prime team needs to free a prisoner, eliminate all of the guards, and escort that prisoner to the extraction zone. We're going to get a heap of resources. And that's going to be important because afterwards we can upgrade our main hall. Enemies are supposed to be stronger now as well, so really it's the perfect storm of everything that shouldn't have happened. Still, 4 difficult mission.
Forward!
Everything really difficult. Hey.
With me.
When in games you talk about power
Ready to
spikes, then it typically means for a period of time you are stronger than the enemy, or the enemy is. If you have happen to have a poor situation, the enemy is stronger than you are. This is definitely one of those poor situations where we are unfortunately not stronger than the enemy. We're so close to upgrading. Unfortunately, all of the missions that had lumber in them were hard on the difficulty. On top of it, the first 70 days are over. Means these guys are now stronger. Look at that, 42.
Yes? Very well.
35, 70. And we have no siege weapons this time.
Consider it done.
We're idling around with 31 hit points here. It's going to be a joyful experience. Don't approve that discrepancy of hit points at all.
On the move.
Okay, our lone wolf is doing exactly that, lone wolving. So far we found the prisoner. And that's
Understood.
pretty much about it.
I'll keep watch. Consider it done.
No. Don't move into their line of sight, please.
Ready to go? On my way. I'll keep watch.
I wish the Overwatch, if you had extra actions left over, that you get another shot. Just like they did it in Gears Tactics. It would make Overwatch potentially just as overpowered as it was in Gears Tactics, but it's nice for those like initial engagement. Okay, well.
I won't fail you. Out of my way!
So on guard, this guy is now taunted. I am taunting the Protector. Does that end this taunt here? No. They're still both taunted. Okie dokie. And we got 5
My
armor.
turn.
I like it. Good,
With
we're
me.
moving over here. Let's start with coordinated strike. Hamstring deals just the same amount of damage. Might as well loot this guy. His armor really helps him a lot here. Nice critical hit, and he is poisoned, which means that he's likely going to die. We're not moving, we're deadly aiming. Good, he's dead. Which now brings us to this guy here. Maybe I should have taken the weaken. Okay, we can continue to stay here, just deadly aiming.
Stand back.
That's bleeding into a crit, into a hit, and the bleed will kill him. That's actually really good. So killed, and the other 2 are taunted. Really good turn. And we're looking at 5 armor. He bypasses some of it. Some is not everything. Okay. Ockbite heals himself.
God guides my hand.
And continues to taunt this guy onto him. Okay, cool. That is crit into resist on blind. Another crit into actual blind.
Yes.
He has a sword, so he can do his stupid charges. Don't want that. Good. That solves our problem. Well, now we're just going to surround him.
Ready to go. With me.
Let's go into bleeding. Resist, okay. Means we're going to wait with the execution strike. Yeah, 3 armor is a lot. There's the crit. Any debuff? No. Nothing.
Yes.
Hmm. But we're waiting. Let's see what he has to say. Potentially dealing a lot of damage. Actually, a somewhat reasonable amount, if you think about it. 4 armor, on the other hand, is the
On the move.
sheer opposite of reasonable. There we go. Haunted him. Since we're not under time pressure, I might just put Fortress on myself to increase the resilience. Bit of a self-heal with Divat. Let's see if we can poison him. That's good, because that will go right through armor.
Ready to go. On the move.
Still waiting for the blind. Didn't
I'm
happen.
ready. On the move.
We're going to jump down. So this here is going to fiddle with the lone wolf bonus of our flare. We don't want that. I need armor penetration here.
At your service.
Still taunted, this guy. I like it. Can't really capture him, can we?
At your command. Yes.
Okay, well. I
At
mean,
your
look.
command. At your command.
If no reinforcements are coming, we are doing Gucci.
At your command. Ready when you are.
We've done like really well
Yes.
with the damage split. That first round where we killed 2, the other 2 were taunted.
Yes.
That's exactly how it should have gone.
At your command.
Alright, heal up. Could have done haste. Those can't get out. Good. Cerberus will help us as always. That was to be expected. That's a bit much. Can't they just go for Cerberus, please? Thank you.
At your service. On my way.
Alright, before we leave, I don't know if that changes anything in terms of wound recovery times, but please heal up.
At your command.
Very good, very good. Much more smooth than I would have thought it would have been. Everybody reached level 4, fantastic. Might as well have healed Evad a little bit higher. Okay, so for our healer, we can either, you throw a flask that releases harmful substance, chance to inflict poison and despair on the unit, grants an additional flask slot that is super good. Or you throw a flask containing an unstable mixture of fire, destroying wood and partial cover, and deals fire damage. I think the poison is better, because that's 5 damage guaranteed, and despair is on top of it. Not to mention that that additional flask slot is fabulous. Alright, so first time your beast benefits from teamwork, it gains an additional effect, chance to inflict bleeding, and bears remove armor. Can we change the beast that we have? Potentially not, right? Oh, finally I found the menu with all of the stuff explained. Okay, let's look at that. Movement, haste is 2 movement, inspired 10% more damage, healing 15% healing. Okay, elusive, no attacks of opportunity, accurate 20% a better chance to hit, resilient, temporary armor point. Okay. Valiant, willpower, adrenaline, can sprint without any action points. Okay. That's not bad. Riposte, you become expert. First time you're attacked, you gain riposte. Okay. Weakened, 20% less damage. Last stand. Not relevant for us. Wounded, I think also not relevant. 30% accuracy penalty on blind. That's good. Despair is willpower reduction. Burning and poison and bleeding all deal 5 points of damage. Stunned is good. Rooted is good. Marked, 50% better chance to hit. And 15% better crit chance. That's good. Prone. Yeah. Okay, well, that's clear to me. Okay. So we can either inflict bleeding, which I think isn't bad because it nicely works together with execution, or first time you or your beast benefit from teamwork, your falcon has a chance to inflict a marked to the attack's other effects. Is marked. 15% penalty to reflex and 15% better chance of hitting. Okay, that's actually not bad either. Listen, if it would be a bear, I would immediately take this one here. I still take it. The bleeding is great. Question is, can Divat get something else as a companion? Not that I don't like our good old Cerberus, but the bear so far seems like the better choice. Alright, Hawkbite. So, what can we do? We can either, first time you kill a unit, you gain Inspired. Double checking. That means extra damage for attack. First time you take damage, you gain Resilient. This is good. Specifically if you take multiple hits. Resilient is just damage reduction with armor. So that's essentially kind of a better version of blast padding. Get it once you get attacked. Doesn't help you against like one big attack, but against a lot of smaller ones. I think we're selecting that. He's not killing that many units. And I need someone who's effectively a wall. Alright, you perform precision attack designed to hobble with the target. Chance to inflict slowed. If the target is not behind cover, you inflict rooted. That's actually really good because that means whoever we're hitting cannot come to us. If your target is at full health, you gain a 15% bonus crit chance. I like it, but it is too situational, although it's passive. I think I'm going for the slow here, or the root rather, because we need to crowd control. And currently, that is one of our biggest problems, that we don't have hard CC. Upgrade the prison. And can we... Oh, we have more squads. Okay, that's great. That's fantastic. Which means now I can shift my attention a little bit more towards actual upgrades. And I think in terms of upgrades, what I would want to do... We need a few upgrades, really. I would like to start with the refined sword. Because multiple people are using the sword. The other option is refined bow, but we don't have enough lumber. We will, however, have enough lumber after the next upgrade. Good. What are we upgrading? The laboratory. What does this here do? It's better healing. I like it. I also like the idea to have these weapon heads. There's so much we can still research. Let's go with Enchanted Balm. Okay, well, we are definitely going to research a little bit more in the forge going forward. And now that we do have 3 squads with 5 people each, we need to start recruiting for that third team, essentially, right? So we already got a healer for the third team. We need a third tank. which would be right here. Very good. Recruit a level 3 tank. Fantastic. So, back to what I was saying. So, for the third team, which is, to remind ourselves, the one that we wanted to do off-spec, we got a healer. Kind of normal healer, normal tank. We can really take whatever. We need at least one more person. Might as well take a duelist. Cool. So, what are we going to do? We got 2 new characters that I want to use. We got her. For starters, we just gotta work on the appearance. She should look different than the others. And by different, I don't mean stupid. It needs to be just different. Okay, so it's fine. Very good. Good. We wanted... These guys are typically blue. We wanted her go into a black fabric. With a massive, well-noticeable blue. Okay, can we get some more blue in somewhere? Fabric blue? Or not? Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, so... Like I said, she's off spec. And... in that case, let's see who else has commented. Who else has commented? Foggy Dead Soul. Dead Soul, you thank you for your comment. Commenting regularly. Very good. So we're saving the appearance. Dead Soul, welcome to the team. Now, what we haven't yet decided is how do we want to skill her. So normally we do have the Protector route, so we're going Inquisitor, which is a lot more damage. And then we do have Self-Heal, which is obviously really, really good. And then we can restore basically all of the debuffs as well as armor. That's fine, I don't mind it. So we're definitely going to rock a different weapon. It's not sword and board. It's either the halberd, which she already has on level 2. Maybe that is the selection then, because her weapon is already level 2. So you strike with a halberd, and you regain 1 armor point previously lost. That's good. Strike with a halberd into an area of effect, dealing piercing damage. If 2 units are hit by the skill, you perform it again with a penalty to power. Okay, cool. I like it. Then opportunity attacks and overwatch attacks have a chance to inflict rooted, which is great. And you stab all units. Well, it's a very different way of playing the character, isn't it? The sword is very much kind of AoE damage. The hammer is prone and demolition and obliterate, armor reduction. Here it's more you step all units within an area of effect, piercing damage, and ignore armor. Skill automatically inflicts critical damage if it's positioned correctly. You know what? I have no problem with playing a halberdier. And since she's level 2 with it already, might as well go with it. If I had the freedom of choice, I do have the freedom of choice, but if I had it my way, I potentially would have taken a big fat hammer, just so that we can deal with armor reduction. Because like 4 or 5 armor is oppressive. I tell you what, we're just going to go with a hammer. F it. I want a hammer. We're taking a hammer. Okay. And then we got our backstabber. Let's work on the appearance. Megan, good to have you. But I think instead of Megan, we're just going to take another regular commenter. Lost in BKK. Lost in BKK. I hope that BKK is not a abbreviation of something inappropriate. Let's see. You know what? So that I know that's the third team, I'll actually do the following. You guys are not having headgear. That is a really good idea. That way, I always know that that's the third group. Diva, sorry, but I'm going to wear headgear. You know what? Looks so bad on these guys. I'll just find something else that I do with the Beastmasters. Here it's clear she doesn't have the helmet, and here it's clear as well. Okay, cool. So, what are we going to do with Lost? For starters, different appearance. I like the overall appearance. Not too bad. But I want a bit more of a darker appearance. There we go. Completely black. Good. And now we're getting our little banner on here. I think that's good. That's an overall good appearance. So, but we want a different sets here. So for starters, we're going to go like dual dagger. What's the specialty of daggers? Longbow. Okay. Ignores armor points, does bleeding, more crit chance, and massive multi-stab attack. Okay, I can live with that. We're taking a halberd as the second weapon. I like it. Now, with regards to the skills, we have had Weapon Master so far. We're now going with easy pickings. Ignores armor from behind. And increases crit chance if you attack from behind. Good. Fantastic. So we got already 3 for that new team. Is there anyone else that we could take that would make sense? I mean, we could take another archer, I suppose. But at the moment, we don't really need that. I don't want to recruit someone that doesn't immediately add value. Okay, so we're already doing this. That's another skirmish. I like it. Oh wait, we're not. Sorry. Not doing this. We wanted to do this because that here is 620 gold, 620 wood, lumber. Okay, we need a good team here. Healer, tank, melee DPS. And we got a full-fledged team. Love it. That's a really good team. I like what I'm seeing. So, unequip all of the consumables. Let's start with poison arrow. Yes. Yes. Jessica Rabbit. 1 bandage, 1 balm, good enough. We're taking 1-time shackles with us, just in case. But I forgot the person that actually should take the shackles is Halo, because he can heal himself without balms. Okay, well, that sounds like a good idea. Really good team. It's going to be a difficult mission, so might as well send a really good team. So what else do we have? We have a couple of missions up here. This is the always available kind of story mission. Can already see that. There's a skirmish up here for normal difficulty. And an assassination down here, which quote-unquote is easy. I've not seen a lot of easy assassinations, if you ask me. Instead, there is an easy skirmish, which I think we're going to prefer. This is the off-spec team. Love it. One thing that I will say, though, is Mike will be in the main team, so he's basically shifting over to the main team now that we have an extra slot. One thing that I will say, though, is both Zero as well as Zirkim might not be in the off team. Zero is a bit of a weird case. Wasn't he the character that had a deadly wound, or am I tripping? No, that was Zoo Cougar. Then he's not a weird case. Not at all. Okay. Cool. So, we need to buy a couple more consumables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You. So 2 balms here. 1 balm, and we definitely need those arrowheads. They are so good. Alright, just in case we needed another pair of shackles. The scale does not have a self-heal. And this group is going to stink. This group is all about killing them faster than you're going to be killed yourself. So AoE reduction of armor. Got a second option for armor reduction, and that must be enough. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, guys, that's the end for this episode. I truly appreciate your viewership and see you on the next one. Bye bye.